Chosen one. Your arrival here is not accidental. Heaven interrupted your scrolling and guided you into this appointed moment. October 11th is more than another date on the calendar. It carries a divine purpose inscribed into your destiny. You were not brought here randomly. You were called into this moment. The Spirit of God has ordered your steps and connected you with this message, because the confirmation you have been waiting for has finally come. Anointed one. You are standing at the threshold of a supernatural release. Heaven is opening the storehouses containing everything that has been reserved for you. What seemed postponed is now being placed into your hands. What remained sealed is now being unlocked. The transformation has already begun. Even now, the atmosphere surrounding you carries the evidence of an approaching breakthrough. Scripture declares, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it. It will surely come, it will not delay." Habakkuk 2:3. Chosen one. That appointed moment has arrived. Allow this truth to settle deeply within your spirit. Heaven has authorized your elevation. The provision, the favor, and the restoration are no longer distant promises. They are present realities. Let your faith rise. Because tonight, before 1111 p.m., the final confirmation will resound within your soul. Chosen one. Become still for a moment and allow these words to penetrate your heart. Nothing about this encounter is random. The spiritual atmosphere around you has changed. The weight you carried for so long is beginning to loosen its hold. Every prayer you quietly released in the darkness was heard and preserved in heaven. None of your words disappeared. They became rays of light moving through time, returning to you now as this sacred moment of divine assurance, the confirmation that completes the cycle. Anointed one. God has observed the way you endured the silent seasons. He saw you continue believing when there was no outward evidence. He witnessed you choose compassion when pain gave you every reason to become resentful. How you kept standing when everything tried to make you fall. That wasn't weakness. That was training. The divine was building strength beneath the surface, shaping your spirit to hold what's coming next. Every tear was an investment, and heaven is now paying you back with interest. This is not a random video. This is alignment. Heaven has interrupted your timeline because you've reached spiritual maturity. The point where you no longer chase signs but become one. That's why this word is reaching you right now. October 11th was written into your destiny long before you were born. It is a prophetic timestamp marking the shift from delay to delivery, from prophecy to possession. I've lived through that kind of season. I know what it feels like when doors close for no reason, when every plan seems to dissolve overnight, when people fade out of your life and you're left wondering what went wrong. But now I see those weren't endings, they were divine edits. God was removing distractions so I could carry the promise without distortion. And when the confirmation finally came, it was quiet but powerful. Suddenly, everything that was once complicated began to move with grace. That's what's happening for you now. Chosen one. The pressure you've been feeling wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Heaven was expanding your capacity, the uneasiness, the restlessness, the strange stillness lately. Those were signs that your spirit was syncing with the frequency of breakthrough. You're not breaking down. You're breaking open. This is your activation point. God doesn't rush his chosen, he refines them. He waits until your faith becomes unshakable. Until you stop needing validation from the world and start recognizing his voice within. That's what makes this confirmation final. It's not external, it's internal. It's the moment you realize you don't need anyone's permission to rise because heaven already issued it. Right now, the universe is responding to that permission. Invisible hands are rearranging circumstances in your favor. Conversations are being prepared. Resources are being released. Hearts are being softened. What once required effort will now unfold through alignment. What once demanded striving will now flow with grace. Chosen one, take this as your divine signal. The waiting season has ended. The confirmation has been sealed. Every delay was divine timing in disguise. And now the timing is perfect. You're not late. You're right on time. Breathe. Feel that peace. That's not ordinary calm. That's heaven whispering. It's done. You're stepping into the era where you no longer beg for doors to open. They open because of who you've become. Stay with me. In the next part, we'll go deeper into how this final confirmation begins manifesting in your reality, in your finances, your calling, and your relationships faster than you ever imagined. Chosen one, listen closely. What you're feeling right now is not imagination. This confirmation is not an emotional hype. It's a spiritual activation. Heaven has issued a decree with your name on it, and everything around you is beginning to adjust. The shift is quiet, but it is permanent. The doors that once ignored your knock are swinging open, not because of effort, but because of divine command. The atmosphere around your life is being rewritten. You may have already sensed it. The same conversations that once drained you now hold no power. The same rooms that once felt safe now feel too small. That's not rejection. That's elevation. The confirmation has raised your vibration, aligning you with a higher spiritual frequency. Not everyone will understand this version of you, and that's okay. They're simply not breathing the same air anymore. Anointed one. This is what divine alignment looks like. It replaces striving with flow. Heaven isn't asking you to do more, it's inviting you to be more. You've already prayed the prayers, fought the battles, and passed the tests. Now God is showing you what grace in motion looks like. Where there was once resistance, you'll find acceleration. Where there was once delay, you'll see delivery. What used to take months will now happen in days, because time obeys divine timing. When heaven confirms a soul, the movement begins in the unseen. Ideas start to stir, hearts soften, opportunities awaken that have been sleeping for years. You may receive a sudden message, a divine encounter, an unexpected offer. Don't question it. These are not coincidences. They're confirmations echoing through creation. I've lived this moment myself. I remember seasons of exhaustion, working harder, worrying more, trying to make things happen by sheer will. Nothing moved. But when I surrendered, when I stopped trying to control outcomes, doors began to open on their own. The emails I'd been waiting for came. The help I couldn't find suddenly appeared. That's the miracle of alignment. When you stop pushing, grace begins pulling. Chosen one. This confirmation carries divine efficiency. Heaven is clearing the traffic in your timeline. Every obstacle that once slowed you down is being removed. You are stepping into divine rhythm where everything and everyone meant for you meets you at the exact right time. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. And this isn't just spiritual peace, it's physical manifestation. Finances will move. Opportunities will reappear. Relationships will realign. Don't call it luck. Call it order. The same God who gave the promise is now delivering the proof, anointed one. Remember this. Heaven doesn't confirm without purpose. The waiting wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You were being protected from premature access. Now the appointed time has come. And what was withheld is being released fast. So stay present. Notice the signs. That sudden calm replacing chaos. That's confirmation. That effortless flow in what used to be a fight. That's heaven's whisper. Walk boldly now. Chosen one. The confirmation has unlocked your next dimension, where grace leads and manifestation follows. Chosen one. The confirmation you've received is not only spiritual, it's generational. Heaven is not just shifting your life, it's rewriting the story of your entire bloodline. You are the chosen vessel through which divine reversal flows. The struggles your ancestors faced, the financial ceilings, the emotional wounds, the cycles of lack, they end with you. This is why the warfare was so intense. The enemy knew you were the one appointed to break the pattern. Anointed one. Hear this in your spirit. You are not being rewarded for perfection. You are being rewarded for endurance, for staying faithful when the blessings were invisible, for showing gratitude when you could have complained, for loving God even when His silence was the loudest sound in your life. That kind of faith carries weight in the unseen realm. It shifts things. It opens gates. It activates favor that human effort could never earn. This is the season where spiritual inheritance becomes visible possession. The confirmation that fell on October 11th has unlocked something ancient, promises made long before you were born. That's why you felt the pressure on your shoulders. You were carrying the weight of generations waiting for breakthrough, but now the heavens declare it is done. The load lifts. The flow begins. The transfer has been approved. Chosen one. This divine wealth transfer isn't just about money. It's about authority. It's about influence, clarity, and power flowing through your life in ways that expand the kingdom of light. You've been prepared to steward abundance, not just receive it. That's why the wilderness took so long, because God was teaching you how to manage overflow without losing your humility. I've walked through that kind of transformation myself. There was a time when every opportunity seemed to vanish right before it became real. It felt cruel, like being tested beyond reason. But I later realized those near misses were lessons in discernment. God wasn't withholding, He was refining. He wanted to make sure that when the blessing came, I wouldn't chase it. I'd carry it. And that's the same posture He's producing in you right now. Anointed one. You are stepping into divine territory. What once resisted you will now recognize you. Your name is being spoken in places you haven't yet entered. The same voices that once doubted you will soon be the ones confirming your purpose. You don't have to explain yourself anymore. The evidence will speak louder than any defense you could offer. And as you move forward, you'll start to feel a new rhythm. It's not the rhythm of striving. It's the rhythm of flow. Ideas will come effortlessly. Doors will open smoothly. Provision will appear right on time. It will feel supernatural because it is. That's what divine confirmation does. It creates harmony between heaven's decree and your earthly reality. Chosen one. Don't shrink when the blessings begin to multiply. This isn't the moment to doubt yourself or question if you're worthy. You've already been validated by the Most High. The confirmation is heaven's way of saying, Protse, take a breath. You're not standing at the edge anymore. You're crossing over. The promises you've carried for years are now stepping into form This is your inheritance moment. You are not simply receiving abundance, you are becoming the embodiment of it. The world will soon see what divine timing looks like when it finally arrives. Chosen one. As this confirmation begins to unfold, something sacred is taking root within you. Peace. Not the kind that depends on applause, approval, or perfect conditions, but the deep, immovable peace that comes when heaven settles your case. It's the stillness after a storm, the calm that says it's already done. You'll feel lighter for no reason, more confident without validation, more certain even without visible proof. That's the seal of divine confirmation. Quiet power rising from within your spirit. Anointed one. Don't mistake this peace for weakness. It's authority clothed in calm. You don't need to prove anything anymore. Heaven has already endorsed you. Your presence will begin to speak louder than your voice. People won't always understand it, but they'll feel it. That steady fire, that depth that no storm could extinguish. You're carrying confirmation energy now. The vibration of someone who walks in divine alignment. I remember when I first reached this kind of peace, I used to explain everything. Why I moved, why I changed, why I let go. I felt I had to justify the favor on my life. But when God confirmed me, I stopped defending what He ordained. I learned to move in silence, to let fruit speak instead of words. And then it happened. Doors opened without knocking. Help arrived without asking. Favor appeared without force. That's what happens when your life syncs with heaven's rhythm. Chosen one. This is your new atmosphere. The same grace that carried you through pain is now carrying you into promise. You don't have to chase what's meant for you. It's already being drawn toward you. The confirmation has magnetized your path. Opportunities, resources, relationships, and platforms are being rearranged for your arrival. What once felt out of reach is now orbiting closer every day. But understand this. Divine confirmation always brings divine separation. Don't be shocked when people start to fade without explanation. It's not rejection. It's refinement. You're not losing them. You're losing limits. God is cleansing your environment so your energy stays pure. Every closed door is now protection. Every goodbye is direction. The pruning isn't punishment. It's preparation for elevation. Anointed one. Heaven understands the stillness you now carry. You've entered a realm where miracles are natural, where favor follows function, where destiny no longer feels far away. It feels inevitable. The same spirit that once said, "Wait," is now saying, "Move." That's the sound of divine timing in motion. So walk boldly but softly. Speak with grace. Move with intention. You're not just stepping into a new season. You've become a new creation, walking in perfect sync with God's rhythm. You'll even feel it in your body. Your breath deepens. Your shoulders relax. Your mind grows still. That's your spirit, recognizing that the war is over. Chosen one. From this day forward, walk as one who has already arrived. You're not chasing the promise anymore. You are the promise, the living proof that heaven finishes what it starts. Chosen one. This peace you're walking in now is not the end of your story. It's the foundation for the next dimension of your authority. You've entered what I call the realm of effortless manifestation. It's the stage where what used to be hard now becomes natural because your energy is no longer scattered. It's synchronized with heaven's rhythm. Anointed one. When God confirms someone, He doesn't just bless their hands. He anoints their atmosphere. That means everywhere you go, favor travels ahead of you. You'll walk into rooms where your name was already spoken. You'll find doors opening before you even reach for the handle. It's not coincidence. It's confirmation moving ahead of you like wind. You don't have to force outcomes anymore. Grace has gone before you. I remember a season when I was trying to build everything with my own effort. Ministry, business, relationships. I was exhausted. I didn't realize I was fighting battles that God had already won. When I finally surrendered, things I chased began to chase me. Payments came through I'd forgotten about. People reached out with divine opportunities. That's what happens when confirmation replaces striving. The supernatural becomes the standard. Chosen one. The Spirit of God is now reintroducing you to the world, but this time, not as the wounded version of yourself, not as the seeker, but as the establisher. You are stepping into divine dominion, not control. But comment? Things will begin responding to your presence. Systems will shift. People will sense that being connected to you brings blessing. It's because you carry divine order wherever you go. Do not underestimate this new vibration. You may begin to notice that your words produce results more quickly. Your thoughts seem to attract new possibilities. And even while you rest, favor continues working on your behalf. Do not dismiss it as imagination. This is evidence. You are living beneath an open heaven. God is revealing that a life surrendered in obedience can become the doorway through which miracles enter. Anointed one. This is also the season when financial release begins to become visible. Resources that were once delayed will now arrive through unexpected avenues. A message, an agreement, a new relationship, or an unforeseen gift. Do not resist what appears. Receive it with gratitude and holy reverence. This is about more than finances. It is provision connected to purpose. God is supplying the vision He placed within your spirit. Dreams you once set aside because you lacked the resources will now receive the support of heaven. Understand this clearly. This transfer of wealth is not rooted in greed. It is connected to stewardship and righteous leadership. God is raising faithful people to manage what others handled carelessly. You are being entrusted with influence because you remained dependable when no one was watching. You were never chasing authority. You were pursuing purity. That is why authority is now being drawn toward you. Chosen one. As these changes unfold, remain humble, but also remain prepared. The God who promotes you is also the one who continues refining you. Keep your hands open, your motives pure, and your attention fixed. What is approaching is greater than anything you expected, yet you have already been prepared to carry it. God shaped you in hidden places for what He is about to reveal publicly. As you breathe in this new reality, remember that your preparation has not ended. It has now become the activation of your assignment. The confirmation you received has transformed into a divine instruction. You are no longer standing still, waiting for heaven to act. Heaven is now expressing its power through you. Chosen one. And when heaven begins operating through your life, everything around you must respond. The atmosphere changes. The environment realigns. Conversations that once entertained you now feel shallow. Environments that once comforted you begin to feel too small. That's not frustration. That's confirmation. Your spirit is expanding beyond survival. You're no longer just trying to make it through. You're being positioned to master what once overwhelmed you. This is not discomfort. It's divine promotion. Anointed one. Divine confirmation doesn't just open doors. It opens your perception. You begin to see everything differently. The mountains that used to intimidate you now appear as stepping stones. The obstacles that made you question your purpose now push you closer to it. Every delay, every heartbreak, every detour had divine fingerprints on it. Nothing you endured was wasted. Heaven has been using every moment to prepare your hands for the promise now unfolding before you. I remember walking through that kind of season. Everything started shifting all at once. Connections ended. Priorities changed. And opportunities I thought were secure began to fade. I felt disoriented until the Spirit whispered, "It's not falling apart. It's falling into order." God wasn't punishing me. He was repositioning me. He was moving me from human rhythm to heavenly timing. And that's exactly what's happening in your life right now. Chosen one. You're being shifted from striving to synchronization. What once required force will now respond to faith. Authority has a different sound. It's calm, confident, and quiet. You no longer need to chase validation. Your energy commands it. You're stepping out of the posture of asking and into the posture of ownership. Every step you take is charged with divine alignment. The ground beneath you has become sacred because heaven recognizes your presence as purpose in motion. And now your external reality will begin to mirror your internal revelation. The truth you've carried in silence, that you are chosen, will start to echo everywhere you go. People won't understand why, but they'll sense it. Doors will open, hearts will soften, favor will find you, grace will follow you. That's because heaven has made its home inside your spirit, and everything around you must now adjust to that frequency. You may even wake at divine hours. 333 44 511. Those aren't coincidences. They're confirmations that you're aligned with eternity. In your stillness, God is releasing blueprints in your breath. He's speaking instruction. Don't rush to act. Learn to listen. Obedience will take you where effort never could. Chosen one. Welcome to prophetic ease. What once drained you now drives you. What once frightened you now fuels you. You're not chasing the miracle anymore. You are living proof of it. But remember this: humility is your crown. The higher God elevates you, the deeper your gratitude must grow. Stay anchored in reverence because gratitude keeps the flow alive. Anointed one, this isn't evolution. It's divine engineering. Heaven is trusting you with visibility, not for recognition, but for responsibility. Walk with grace, speak with light, and move with quiet authority. The world doesn't need your noise. It needs your anointing. Chosen one. You've entered what heaven calls the Kairos moment, the intersection of divine timing and destiny. Everything that was promised, prophesied, and patiently prayed for is now converging. This is not coincidence. This is culmination. Every quiet act of obedience, every hidden sacrifice, every time you surrendered instead of striving, has been building toward this exact point. Heaven waited until now because the version of you that stands here is no longer surviving. You're ready to steward what's sacred. Anointed one. God never rushes what he intends to last. He refines his masterpieces in silence. Your trials were never meant to destroy you. They were chiseling away everything that couldn't carry your next level. Every delay was polishing your discernment. Every disappointment was expanding your capacity. You were being prepared to hold abundance without pride, influence without corruption, and favor without forgetting who gave it. This moment is not God saying, "You made it." It's Him saying, "Now I can trust you with it." When I entered my own Charos season, it didn't arrive with noise. It arrived with knowing. There were no fireworks, no signs in the sky, only peace that made no sense. Doors opened quietly, but undeniably, provision appeared before the need. Conversations that once felt impossible began flowing with grace. That's how God moves, not with chaos, but with perfect alignment. Chosen one. That's what's happening to you now. The people you need are already being positioned. The resources you require are already in transit. Heaven has gone ahead of you to prepare the path. This is not a performance, it's a coronation. You're not being tested anymore. You're being trusted. Don't be startled when everything starts accelerating. That's not instability. That's divine speed. What took years will now take days. What seemed dead will come alive again. Your confidence will feel stronger. Your peace deeper. Your spirit lighter. That's the rhythm of grace. You've stepped out of the timeline of striving and into the timeline of sovereignty. Anointed one. In this phase, your discernment becomes your compass. Not every open door is divine. Not every invitation carries alignment. Listen for peace. Peace is the language of God, confirming direction. If you must force it, it's flesh. If it flows, it's favor. You've come too far to settle for anything that doesn't carry heaven's signature. Chosen one. Heaven has branded you with legitimacy. You are a living decree. Evidence that God keeps His word. The anointing that sustained you in pain will sustain you in prosperity. Stay humble. Stay grateful. Stay aligned. You are no longer waiting for the move of God. You are the move of God, and as this light within you expands, remember, it was never meant to be hidden. The world is waiting for the sound of your obedience, for the glow of your confirmation. Walk boldly. Speak truthfully. Move reverently. This is not preparation anymore. This is presentation. You are not waiting for a miracle. You've become one. Chosen one. This is the hour where everything you've endured begins to make divine sense. Every unanswered prayer, every lonely night, every moment of silence was not God's absence. It was His strategy. He was positioning you for visibility without vanity, for influence without compromise, for wealth without corruption. The confirmation you carry now is not just permission to rise. It is a divine command to occupy. Anointed one. What's coming next is not random reward. It's divine recompense. The scales are balancing. The seeds you sowed in faith when no one was watching are now multiplying in public favor. The years of obscurity were not wasted. They were investment. Heaven always pays interest on silent obedience. That's why this season will move differently. Not by force, but by favor. You'll notice it in small details first. Transactions that go smoother than expected. Conversations that suddenly open new doors. Unexpected credits. Divine connections. Don't call it luck. Don't call it coincidence. Call it confirmation. This is heaven fulfilling its word that the wealth of the righteous shall be established. You are being divinely funded because your purpose carries eternal value. I've seen this firsthand. There was a time when I thought blessings were random, that maybe some people were just lucky. But once I aligned with divine timing, I realized the flow had always been there. It was waiting for me to believe I will. When I started moving from doubt to trust, everything responded. Contracts appeared. Provision increased. Peace replaced pressure. That's when I understood the confirmation isn't something you chase. It's something you embody. Chosen one. You are now embodying heaven's yes. Every step you take is covered by divine decree. You will begin to walk through doors you didn't even knock on. Influence will locate you because of the purity of your heart. You were refined so that what you touch now carries heaven's excellence. This is what divine mastery looks like. Not striving, but stewardship. Anointed one. Remember, this confirmation doesn't end with you. You are a vessel, not a vault. What flows to you must flow through you. God is using your overflow to fund freedom for others through your words, your works, your wisdom, and your wealth. That's why your territory is expanding. You are no longer just a receiver. You are becoming a divine distributor of grace and abundance. And as the pace quickens, stay grounded in stillness. The greater the elevation, the deeper your roots must go. Protect your peace as fiercely as you pursue purpose. Don't let noise distract you from the voice. Your discernment is your compass now, and gratitude is your shield. Chosen one. This is your coronation hour. The final confirmation has sealed your new identity. Chosen, equipped, and unstoppable. Heaven has already broadcasted your name across realms unseen, and earth must now respond. You will begin to see circumstances rearranging themselves around your calling because the Creator has already spoken concerning your future. So, advance with courage. Anointed one. Walk as though the prophecy has already been fulfilled. The light within you will dismantle destructive cycles, influence nations, and awaken generations. You are no longer waiting for a miracle to appear. Your transformed life has become the miracle. The final confirmation is no longer merely something you hear. Chosen one. You are now the evidence of it. This is your Kairos moment, the appointed instant when heaven and earth come into agreement concerning your destiny. The final approval has been sealed, and the spiritual transfer is already taking place. You are no longer standing outside the promise, wondering when you will enter. You are living within it now. What was held back has been released. What remained hidden is becoming visible. The gates have opened, and grace is leading you through them. Anointed one, divine acceleration has begun. The same Spirit who shaped you during seasons of silence is now bringing you forward in glory. Every seed you planted through faith is beginning to produce fruit in your finances, your calling, your health, and your inner peace. Heaven is repositioning resources, bringing the right hearts into alignment, and directing favor toward you without struggle. You are being remembered, renewed, and presented again at the appointed time. From this moment onward, move with quiet confidence. There is nothing you need to chase. You no longer have to prove your worth. The confirmation released over your life will speak on your behalf. Your presence will transform environments, and your obedience will create roads that human hands could never build. Chosen one. Before this night is over, pause and thank God for everything that has already entered your life. Speak words of life and declare, "It is done." If this message has awakened something within your spirit, write, "I receive the final confirmation," in the comments below. Share these words so others can awaken to the divine moment appointed for them. Move forward in peace. Move forward in power. Move forward knowing that heaven has affirmed your calling, and no force can reverse what God has already set in motion.